What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been kind of all over the place lately with videos, but I wanted to give you guys an update on the Jeep, show you exactly what I got done, and I'm going to make a few custom things today. So, quick little update on the Jeep. I know I've been doing a lot of Motobuilt stuff. They've been sending me some stuff, and I've kind of worked with them on doing some install videos. So, you've seen the front half, you've seen the back half, you've seen all that process of getting all that done. So all that is done and on. If you follow the Instagram, you've seen kind of what I've been up to. But I've got the Jeep here, and I've got a lot of custom other stuff done to it. So obviously I made a cage. Big thing there. So let's show you guys the cage, exactly what we got going on here. So I was going to film this process, but it is such a long and tedious process of learning how to do all this that I decided not to film it. I'm a little bit on a tight schedule here with trying to get everything done. I've got currently about 6 weeks to Jeep Beach, and that's my goal. Shortly after that is the Great American Crawl, about 2 weeks after that, and I need to be at that event with a Jeep or without a Jeep. So I went ahead and made my cage. Didn't film it, learned how to do everything, and I think it came out fantastic. I'm really impressed with the results, especially for a first-time cage builder. The only other cage I built was what I had on here before, which was the Poison Spider kit. So I put that together myself, and it was all right. But this is sick. This came out so much nicer. So decided to go with a double B pillar just to get the harnesses pushed back. Really liked that. I took a lot of design features off of several other cages. This rear, I was going to go with a fastback style, but then I started playing with some PVC, and I really like this rear hoop that I came up with. I wanted to run almost like a double C pillar up to the fastback, like a fastback style, and decided to go with that bent look. I think it came out really clean. Kind of got a different look to it than what you see out there normally. I really like it. So also these are really cool. These little tabs here are actually from TMR Customs, and they are for my harnesses. So with the PRP seats, I haven't showed those on the YouTube channel yet, so I'll show you guys those. The harnesses clip right into those. The unveiling, here we go. So the Enduro Elites from PRP got some custom embroidery on them. It came out fantastic. It's black carbon fiber and then dark gray. Really slick. Old Glory logo on there, and then I also have the new Glory anniversary harnesses, so the black and grays, they look really good on here. I used some 3/16 flat bar and made just these spacers here. You go across that the seat actually mounts to, and I used these TMR Customs loops for the harnesses. They actually clip right in. That way I can flip this guy forward and actually get behind it. So all of that brings me into the next part, which is the interior with the dash and console. I really liked what I had before. I just wanted to make it even better and improve upon it. So all 16 gauge steel. Made this as actually one big piece, the dash. So it's all welded together and finished and contoured to fit. Everything fits really nice. Nice tight fit on everything. Not everything's bolted down tight, so it might look a little sloppy like up here, but once everything's bolted down, it'll look really good. I've got some of the plastic trim that you use on like automotive trim, so it's like the stuff that I had on the hood. This stuff here. So that's actually going to go across the bottom, across the visors. Cup holders, shifter for the 4L80. And then today, what I'm going to be working on is a spacer for the 241C shifter. So I got a JB Custom fabrication shifter. Great stuff from those guys, but it sits too high. So the issue I'm running into is the cable off of the transmission shifter sticks out to like right here, and the front here of the transfer case shifter sticks out way too far forward. So this is actually the front and this is the back. So with that coming forward, it sticks like right here. So they run into each other under here, underneath in the console. So it creates some issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the transfer case shifter. Instead of bolting it directly to the top panel, I'm going to bolt it 1.5 inches down lower than that. So it's going to basically need a spacer, which is what I'm going to work on today. Just something simple, little custom fab job, nothing too crazy. So for this, so I'm going to get another piece cut that's this size, and then probably, I don't know if I'm going to weld it directly to this or bolt it to it, but just going to be 1.5 inches is all I need. So let's get to work. Perfect. So simple little projects like these are kind of satisfying. Just knock them out in a day and call it good. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy, but for this, I think this is going to work. So the plan here is I've got my cutout for the shifter, as you can see. I'm going to take some way overkill thick angle iron and basically make a couple of these pieces right here. I'm obviously going to trim them down. This is 2-inch, but using what I have here in the shop just to make things work, sometimes the easiest thing to do. So I'm going to take this, cut it down, and weld a couple pieces on like this, drill some more holes, and trim it up and make it look good, and weld it together. Alright, here we go. So everything is prepped and ready for this little bracket. One thing I always like to do, and not a lot of people do this that I see like in videos, is try to get all this mill scale off. So that's one of the things. I get a lot of questions on like, how do I do this, how do I do that, and wanting to build stuff, and that's just one of the things, is taking a little extra time, cleaning things up. I got a bottle of acetone, put it in one of these little spray bottles, super handy. Clean everything really well. You know, it just helps. Little details like that, they really help. So here's what we got for a bracket. So this is going to be the top of the bracket, and basically we're going to put these right here on these lines, and then I've got a good place for the bolt on the bottom, and then I got plenty of surface on the top to weld to. Or I'm sorry, to put another hole up here up top. So basically what we're going to be looking at is get these little magnets. These are just cheap little Harbor Freight magnets you can use, but basically we're going to be looking at something like this. So that should that spaces me off 1.5 inches, which is exactly what I need. Might be a touch over, but that's fine. It just puts those cables further apart. So I got plenty of room for holes on the top and the bottom. I can actually run this either way. This could be the top or this could be the top. Really doesn't matter because all the holes are going to line up. So go ahead and get to welding this. Alright guys, here we go. Bracket is mostly done, all welded up. Nice little custom bracket. So next we're going to drill some holes in this to match these. I'm going to touch it because it's still really hot. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then it should bolt right up. Check this out. Nice little spacer for the shifter. Nothing too fancy. Came out pretty nice. I like it. Just spaces this off of the console by about 1.5 inches. That will give me room. The other shifter sits right here, so it leaves me perfect amount of space for that cable to sneak right by. The transfer case shifter, the cable runs forward, and then with the ARC car shifter for the 4L80, the cable runs back. So those were my problems. They were running into each other. So the other shifter sitting right here will give me plenty of room. So that's going to work out perfect. I'm going to go ahead and tear the console apart and get it in there. Alright, shifter is in. Let's show you what we got. Bolted everything in. Nothing's actually securely bolted, but I put bolts in place that way I make sure everything lines up. So this is how it mounts. The spacer worked out perfectly. It fit nicely. This is how tall the shifter is without me shortening this shift lever. So it definitely helped out a bunch with that being sunk down 1.5 inches down here into the console. All right, everything is in. I'm in here. As you can see, you probably had questions about this, but I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2", and I've got plenty of room. This interior came out great. Shifter's in a perfect spot. This is what I'm concerned about, is I think the shift knob here sits way too high up. I noticed just getting in here, hitting my elbow on it. The passenger is definitely going to have a lot more problems because it is slightly offset just because of the interference between the two. So I think that's going to be a problem. I might run with it and see how it goes, but I have a feeling that I'm probably going to be coming up with something creative for a shorter handle because it is a little obnoxious. We'll see though. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to update you guys on. Wanted to show you the quick little fab project I did. So a couple other things coming up. I've got a giveaway going on right now, and it is for when I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. As soon as I hit 1,000, I've got a big box up on the top shelf up there. And it's got a ton of stuff from companies that I love working with and support me. So you got stuff from Motobuilt, Steel at Yukon, PRP. All these awesome companies have contributed to this giveaway. So I'd love to give that to one of you guys for, as a thank you for subscribing to the channel and following along. So all you got to do to enter is hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. So if you got any questions, as always, shoot them down below in the comments, and I'll try to get back to them. Instagram is kind of the go-to for the most recent updates. So follow along there, and we'll see you in the next one.